Okay, so this morning Frédéric Hélin has presented some results of Suryo, or some tools introduced by Suryo, and also Joël. And Bernard has introduced some geometric structure in thermodynamics. So my talk is on what Suryo called Lie group thermodynamics, thermodynamics des groupes de Lie, which is in chapter. It is in the chapter 4 of his book. So in 1969, he has published Structure des systèmes dynamiques. And in chapter 4, he was interested by statistical mechanics. So he has introduced Lie group thermodynamics. And in Thales, we are interested by data analytics, and we are interested by counter keywords, which is small data analytics. So big data analytics is very interesting, but small data analytics is much more. So when you want to address this problem of small data analytics, is how to extend probabilistic and statistical tools to address this problem of small data analytics. Especially, you have to define what is high order definition of maximum entropy. Because the Gibbs equilibrium will not be described only by the first moment, by higher order moment. So it's called higher order maximum entropy density. And the problem is how to mix Suryo model which is defined for an homogeneous symplectic manifold, to higher order maximum entropy density. Our problem in Thales, so we are dealing with data which are not in Rn, in Euclidean space. So we have to extend classical tools in abstract space, and especially in homogeneous manifold. And so we would like to use the tool of Suryo, which has defined, extend the thermodynamic in the framework of homogeneous symplectic manifold. And what we have discovered is that also Suryo has extended the Fisher metric. So this is a link with information geometry. In information geometry, what is very important is the Fisher metric. And Suryo has extended this definition of Fisher metric. So why Suryo has introduced this thermodynamics? Because if you take a centrifuge system, in fact, the Gibbs equilibrium is not covariant according to the group which act on the system. So Suryo has observed that the classical thermodynamic is not covariant. The Gibbs density of the classical thermodynamic is not covariant with respect to the Galileo group or the Poincaré group. So he tried to give a new covariant definition of thermodynamic. So in the title of our seminar, the keyword is structure. So you have different book where you have the word structure. You have the word structure in the book of Suryo. You have the word structure in the paper referenced by Bernard, the paper of Valentin and Balian. So in the Balian and Valentin paper is very interesting because they have used the contactification, but also the symplectification of the contact. So they have in 2n+2 variables. So I invite you to read the paper of Balian and Valentin. Valentin was an engineer from Elf Aquitaine, so he works for the company name is now Total. And he was the supervisor of the PhD student Ben Ayoun in Grenoble. The reference was given by Bernard. I will deal also with Koszul. Koszul there is a very interesting book of Hiroki Shima, The Geometry of Hessian Structure. So we see that there is some relationship between Hessian structure developed by Koszul and this thermodynamics. And the structure was very popular during the 60s in France because of the movement of structuralism. So I assume that Souriau was influenced by this philosophical movement. So I will talk about these four guys. So Jean-Louis Koszul, because there is a link with Hessian structure which has been addressed by Koszul. Roger Balian, so he has worked on thermodynamics with Valentin, but he has also defined Fischer metric in quantum physics using the Feynman entropy. Jean-Marie Souriau and Maurice Fréchet have discovered that you have an important equation in the Fréchet paper of 1943. In fact, in 1943, Fréchet has published a paper where he introduced for the first time the Cramer-Rao band, which is given by the Fischer matrix. And in this paper, he has not only proved that, he looked for the density whose the variance of the parameters reach this bound. And he has proved that the density should be exponential families. And he discovered an equation that he called Clairaut equation. And in fact, this is the Legendre transform. So what is, so I like this draw. It is a draw of Fourier on the right and Legendre on the left. So Fourier was very happy, he was general secretary of the French Academy of Science. He has just reedited his book on heat theory. And Legendre was not so happy, so he tried to push his Legendre transform. So what is interesting, so the structure I propose is this one. So we will recover this structure in information geometry, in thermodynamics. So we will consider this function phi x, which is like a Laplace transform, minus log of this integral on a dual convex cone. So x belongs to omega, which is a convex cone, and x, omega star is a dual. So you have to define the dual product, but you can define the Legendre transform of this function. And what is very interesting is if you apply the computation, you can observe that phi star has the form of Shannon entropy. So it's very interesting because if you look at information theory papers, when they introduce the entropy, or the entropy of Shannon, and when Shannon introduced the entropy, he tried to find a function with a good property to define the entropy. Here you have a new definition of entropy. The entropy, the Shannon entropy, is a Legendre transform of the logarithm of the characteristic function. So in thermodynamics, this structure has been discovered by François Massieu, where he introduced this function, phi x and phi star, which is called characteristic function. So he calls this function characteristic function. So I will give you the story of the Legendre transform on characteristic function. So you have a very beautiful formula that the entropy is the Legendre transform of minus log the Laplace transform. And this is the definition of Souriau. So it is not in his book, but I have a copy of a second edition of his book he prepared but never published, given by Claude Vallée, and where he gives this definition. And I think it is the good definition of the entropy. So here you have the Gibbs, density. Here you have the Gibbs density, the density of maximum entropy, and here you have the entropy. So in information geometry, we are interested by these two functions because we have two dual potential functions and we can define a Riemannian metric on the parameter space of density. We can consider the Hessian of the entropy or the Hessian of the characteristic function. And if you have to remember something of my talk, it's just this figure that you can find in a Souriau book. So you have an homogeneous symplectic manifold on homogeneous, so you have a group acting on the manifold homogeneously. Beta, we will see that beta will be an element of the Lie algebra. So here you have the action of the group on the Lie algebra, so you have the adjoint operator. On Q, the it is in the dual Lie algebra. And here you have the action of the group on the dual Lie algebra. And you have the theorem of Souriau that you have an additional term here, which is a cocycle. And what has observed Souriau is that this here it is not equivariant due to this additional term. But in Souriau model, we can see that we preserve the Legendre structure, Legendre transform structure. So S is the entropy. So if you compare with this relation, so here you will have the entropy, the characteristic function, and the two variables, dual variables. So here you have S that depend of Q, beta, which is the temperature, the Planck temperature of Souriau, on Q the heat, and here the characteristic function that depends on beta. So beta is an extension of Planck temperature. So in classical thermodynamics, it's the inverse of temperature. So you have the Legendre transform, okay? What is in the Souriau model, this entropy is invariant under the action of the group, okay? So after the action of the group, the entropy is not changed. The characteristic function is not preserved, but you could observe that it is linear with respect to beta. And it is important for information geometry because the Fisher metric will be given by the Hessian, and so if you are only linear according to beta, it will be invariant. So phi is not invariant, but the Fisher metric will be invariant. And Souriau give another definition of the Fisher metric, which is given by this expression that I will explain, but it is exactly an extension of the Fisher metric in information geometry. It is a Hessian of the characteristic function. Okay, so this is the model of Souriau. And the Gibbs density is covariant with respect to the action of the group. So this is also another figure in Souriau book. So in Souriau book you have not this notation. You use this on notation, so it's not so easy to understand. But if you can read the book of Charles-Michel Marle and Paulette Lieberman, you have a more modern notation. So here you have beta in Lie algebra, the action of the group on the Lie algebra. On Q is dependent of beta, so after the action of the group you have this value. On Q the beta is here, and you have not an equivariant system here, and so you have this additional term, which is the cocycle of Souriau. So this model is also studied by Jean-Louis Kozoul, which is related to the affine representation of Lie group on Lie algebra. So just to come back to the history of the characteristic function and of the Legendre transform. So the characteristic function has been discovered by François Massieu. So you can read a recent paper of Ballian on this on the website of French Academy of Science, François Massieu et les potentiels thermodynamiques. So it is in the second PhD of Massieu. So in the paper of Massieu you have this relation. So this is, you could observe that you recover the Legendre transform. So phi is what he calls the characteristic function. Phi S, the entropy, is the Legendre transform of the characteristic function according to the variable the Planck temperature, the inverse of temperature. And the second variable is the first derivative of phi according to the inverse of temperature. So François Mathieu was has a diploma from Cordemine, and Poincaré was also from Cordemine. And the first lecture on Poincaré on thermodynamics, he don't speak about Massieu. And in the second version of his lecture on thermodynamics, Henri Poincaré talk a lot about characteristic function. And then he gives his lecture on probability, and in probability also Poincaré introduced the characteristic function. But you have a logarithm relation between characteristic function in probability and in entropy. And so it was popularized, the characteristic function in probability by Paul Lévy. But by Paul Lévy use Fourier transform, and Poincaré use Laplace transform. And in 1986, Roger Balian introduced in a Fisher quantum metric using the same structure, but he used the fundamental entropy and an extension in quantum physics of the characteristic function. This is the log of trace exponential x hat. So this is, you replace the trace by the integral, you have the same form. Here, this is equivalent of characteristic function of Massieu in thermodynamics. And the fundamental entropy is exactly the Legendre transform of this characteristic function. And in the book of paper of Balian, you have also the introduction of the metric of information geometry, where you have the Hessian of the fundamental entropy. So you have the first paper of Massieu, you have so the first one in 1869. So this is the first paper. So the first paper you have the good structure with the Fourier transform and the good variable, the Planck temperature. Bad, he published a second paper and he has a very bad advice of Professor Bertrand, but he was so Bertrand said to Massieu, you have to replace h divided by t by this variable. So in fact, to replace the Planck temperature by the temperature as a variable. And in fact, it is a mistake because you lost the structure, the Legendre structure of thermodynamics if you use the t compared to the inverse of t. So we have to wait Planck. It is developed in the book of Callen, where you have this variable of the Planck temperature in thermodynamics. So it has been also studied by and extended by Pierre Duhem. I have no time to explain. Duhem gives references to Massieu, Gibbs, Helmholtz, and Van Hoytingen. So in a paper of Annales of École Normale Supérieure, you have équation générale de la thermodynamique, and he use a definition of capacity. Here you have different capacity for thermodynamic, but also for mechanic. But it is an important point that we also find in Souriau is that the Fisher metric is related to the calorific capacity. Donc, in fact, you have a thermodynamic interpretation of the Fisher matrix in Souriau. So here is the lecture of Poincaré of thermodynamics. So he gives many references of the characteristic function of Massieu. In 2012, he gave his lecture in probability, and he introduced the characteristic function in probability, but by using the Laplace transform and not the Fourier transform. And here you have the model of Balian, so where you have the fundamental entropy, the Legendre transform of this characteristic function, which is given by this expression. and the metric, information metric is given by this expression, the Hessian of the Feynman entropy, and here you have the Gibbs equivalent of the Gibbs density, so the maximum entropy density. So the structure is related to the Legendre transform. So what is the Legendre transform? So Legendre introduced this equation to solve a problem of minimal surface given by Monge. So Monge has made a demonstration and he was not so happy of the demonstration, so he requests Legendre to provide another demonstration. So if you are not familiar with Legendre transform, so you have a function which is defined by points and transform a function which is defined by its tangents. So the curve is now given by the envelope of the tangent. So here you have the function phi x. Here you have the derivative of phi x, which is x star in our notation. And then you will have phi star x star, which is given by the Legendre transformation. It's like a Fourier transform. Huh? It is related to duality, so as presented by Daniel Benquin. It's related to duality. In Fourier transform, you have a duality between time space and frequency space. Here you have another duality, but only for convex function. Yes, I give the reference to Brognier because he has introduced a fast Legendre transform. Because you have a fast Fourier transform, so you could have also a fast Legendre transform. So this is the initial paper of Legendre. So here you have the Legendre transform, first time introduced by Legendre. And so Z is the Legendre transform of the function U, and X and Y are the derivative of the dual function. But you have another interpretation, people working on projective geometry. In the book of Darboux, he gives reference to Schall and says that the Legendre transform is a reciprocal polar with respect to a paraboloid. You can find also the reference in the book of Hadamard, in the book of his lecture at Collège de France on calcul des variations, calculus of variation, which has been written by Fréchet. It was his PhD student, where you have the relation between the reciprocal polar with respect to a paraboloid. So I think it should have many interesting topics behind this relation between. Daniel sent me some paper, but I didn't succeed to understand this paper. So I found I found the demonstration in an exam of Polytechnique during the mid last century for students, because projective geometry was at the baccalaureate. So all students until 1950 have to know very well projective geometry. So when you have a function z of x and y, with p, the derivative with respect to x, and q with respect to y, you have to consider the paraboloid x star plus y star equal to z. And so the coordinate of the reciprocal polar with respect to paraboloid is given by ix, iy, iz. On the polar plane with respect to paraboloid of this reciprocal polar given by this one, and it should be equal to the tangent plane of the surface at point x0, y0. And so you have this equality. And if you compare term par term, you should have this equality, and this is the Legendre transform. So in thermodynamics, the paraboloid should be this one. Okay, this is another example. It is not on a paraboloid, but for example, the red curve is the reciprocal polar of the blue curve according to the circle. Okay, so another equation which is important behind this structure is the Clairaut equation. as x is the first derivative of x star according to x star, you can only express this term according to x star. And this is the Clairaut equation. And we will see that Frechet has used it. So what is the link with information geometry? So in information geometry, we are interested by this object, which is the Fisher matrix, which is given by this expression. So in statistics, when you build an estimator, theta hat, his variance matrices is bounded as a lower bound, which is the inverse of this matrix, which is given by this expression. But this matrix could be used also to define a metric in the space of parameter of the density, and it is what is used. So the metric here, so if you take a Taylor expansion at order 2 of the Kullback divergence between this density of probability, parameter by theta and parameter by theta plus d theta, the first term cancel, and you have only the second term, which is the Riemannian metric in the space of parameter. Okay. So what is the link between the previous structure with information geometry? So here you have the Clairaut equation, Clairaut-Legendre equation. And in fact, you can express the log of the density by these terms. And if you want to compute the Fisher metric, you have to compute the Hessian of this expression. But this expression is linear according to this variable, x. And so the second derivative will cancel this term, and it will be equivalent to the Hessian of this function phi, which was the Massieu characteristic function. So the relation with this structure is as the Fisher metric is the Hessian of this characteristic function phi. Okay. So it is what is also the link with the maximum entropy density. So what we are looking for is how to extend the definition of Gaussian. And one definition of Gaussian is to say that the Gaussian is a density of maximum entropy. So what is the density of maximum entropy? You have the Shannon entropy, and you are looking for the density P that maximizes the entropy with the constraint that you have a normalization. The integral of P is equal to 1, and you know the first moment. And then you recover the Gibbs density of maximum entropy. And what is the role of Legendre transform in this case is that in this expression we have not the good expression, because we have to replace this variable with x hat, xi hat. Sorry, there is a mistake here. And so to do that we have to inverse this transformation. We have to express beta according to x hat, and then it is given by the Legendre transform. Okay. Yeah. So I will give you, this is the most simple example of information geometry. If you consider two Gaussian, if you compute the Fisher metric of the two Gaussian, so to compute, you have to just to apply the definition. So the definition of the Fisher metric is this one. If you have the expression of the Gaussian density, you have to apply the computation, and you have this expression. And so the Fisher metric gives you the Riemannian metric in the space of parameter. For Gaussian, the parameters are m and sigma. And so you have this kind of metric, which is the Poincaré metric of the upper half plane. M is the mean, sigma is the standard deviation. So why we recover the upper half plane of Poincaré? Because the M is real and sigma is only positive. So you have the upper half plane as the space of parameter of this density. So to integrate, you have to use the technique of Poincaré, to use complexify, you use Cayley transform, and you have this metric, and you could integrate. So it's very interesting because the distance between two Gaussian density, M1 sigma 1 and M2 sigma 2, are the distance of, in the Poincaré disk of the hyperbolic geometry. So what is to say, when you have a Gaussian density, it could be represented as a point in the Poincaré unit disk. When you have another Gaussian density, you have another point, and the distance between the two Gaussian in the space of parameter are the geodesic of the unit disk. So when you have that, you can make many things. So with Marc Arnaudon, we make many funny things with that. But so the idea here, I compute the I compute the mean between the two Gaussian density in this geometry. So the red curve will converge to the geometric barycenter in the Fisher metric between this density. So if you are more Gaussian, you can also compute the Karcher barycenter of this different Gaussian, and also with multivariate Gaussian. Okay. But we make a very, very high mistake. We don't select the good coordinate system. And the good coordinate system is in the book of Souriau. So classically, when we have a multivariate Gaussian density, we write it like that, okay? But this is not the good coordinate system. And then you have to extend this term, and you have to re-express this density with the variable that I have introduced previously. So in Souriau book, you have a very strange structure because you have this tensor, which is a mix of a vector and a matrix. So when you read that the first time, you say, what is this object? So on beta, beta is in the Lie algebra, and also here you have a vector, and here you have a matrix. Okay, so it could be a homeomorph to a matrix, so you can write, if you write this coordinate system like that, it's better. So it will be related to Lie algebra, and here you have a matrix, and here you have a vector. Okay. M is a vector of mean, R is the covariance matrices. But it is the good coordinate system. So here Xi, the variable is Z and ZZ transpose. So here you have a matrix. And you have beta, which is the parametrization. And you have the duality. The duality is given like that. But if you write the variable in matrix form, it will be the classical product of duality between matrix. So you can, when you have this form, it's like the form I've introduced with the Gibbs density, so you can make the computation, you can estimate the Xi hat, which is the mean of this structure. So you have here M, here R plus MM transpose, and so on. You can compute the Massieu characteristic function according to the variable. You can compute the entropy with this formula, and we recover the good formula of the. So this is the entropy in the bad coordinate system, and this is the entropy in the good coordinate system. But so what has discovered Souriau? Souriau has discovered that the Gaussian density is a maximum entropy density, not of second order, but of first order. In fact, we are only considering the moment related to this variable. Because classically, people introduce the Gaussian density so you maximum the entropy with the constraint that you have you normalize, and you introduce a constraint on the mean and a constraint on the standard deviation on the second moment. No. So when we write the maximum entropy density like that, we can assume that it is a second order maximum entropy, because we consider the constraint on the mean, the first moment, and the constraint on the covariance matrices, on the variances. But if you write the variable like that, what you consider in the density is only this variable. So the constraint is related to the first moment of this structure, not the second one. It means that you can define a higher order density in this model. So what Souriau call the geometric temperature in the Lie algebra are these parameters. So in fact, these parameters are the parameter of the parameter of Souriau, which is the geometric temperature. So I come back to Souriau. Yes, for instance, this is a definition of Souriau of the entropy. So he provides first the characteristic function of Massieu, the log of the partition function, and then he takes the Laplace transform of this function to define the entropy. So Frechet has also discovered the Legendre equation involved in information geometry. So in paper of 1943, he introduced for the first time 3 years before Rao the Cramer-Rao band, which is given by this expression, on the Fisher matrix. But he looked for what is called densité distinguée, which are the density whose the parameters, the variance of the parameters reach this band. And he proves that you should have this constraint, and so he introduced this Clairaut equation, which is in fact the Legendre transform between the function mu and the function phi, and you have theta, which is the first derivative of phi according to S. Yes, so what has been proved by Frechet is that so the density with the variance of parameter reach the Cramer-Rao band should be exponential density. So he introduced also the Fisher metric of information geometry, but I have no time to explain. But where is it? He takes the fact that the function lambda, which has introduced in the Frechet paper, is the inverse of the Fisher metric, and so it is related. And he says that this function is a Hessian of yes, and he used the fact that you can write this the inverse of lambda as the Hessian of a function which is called phi, and it is a Massieu characteristic function. So you have exactly the same structure in Frechet paper. So Koszul, I will not have time to introduce Koszul. The structure intested. Koszul studies this function. So it is the integral defined on the dual convex cone omega star, which is called Koszul-Weinberg characteristic function. But you have the same relation on, if you want to make the computation, you take the definition of Koszul-Weinberg characteristic function, And when you compute the Legendre transform, naturally it appears the Shannon entropy. So it takes 3 lines to introduce the Shannon entropy as the Legendre function of Legendre transform of the log of the partition function.
Is it the same as the usual causal duality?
You have to ask the question to Michel. I'm not familiar with the causal duality, or I'm not sure. I don't think so. Okay. So I speed up. So Cartan, in fact, Koszul was a student of Henri Cartan and was interested by homogeneous symmetric domain. So he introduced this tool in very different. So just to conclude with Souriau. So Souriau was has made his PhD at Onera, where he has proved that you can put an engine everywhere on an aircraft and you can stabilize the airplane. Okay, so it was Aerospatiale has developed Caravelle during the 70s, and it's why Airbus has succeeded to make Airbus aircraft, because he has many money with this Caravelle airplane. And if you look at Boeing on the Airbus project, no, they are also using the engine anywhere on this on the airplane. So his PhD supervisor was Lichnerowitz, and Lichnerowitz said to Souriau, "You have many very interesting structures in your PhD, and many structures are related to symplectic structure. So I invite you to look at that." And yes, and so he defended his PhD in 1962, 52, 53. And in his book, Structure of Dynamical System, published in 1969, he gives reference to a paper of Galissot. So in François Galissot paper, Les formes extérieures en mécanique, you have the introduction of the two forms that is used in the book of Souriau. So you can find the paper on NumDAM and also a paper of 1958. So the first remark of Souriau for his thermodynamic is just to observe that a thermodynamical system is not, the Gibbs density of a thermodynamical system is not covariant with respect to the Galileo group in classical mechanics. So this matrix representation of Galileo group has been introduced by Souriau. So here you have a system, a thermodynamic system, which is where you have the action of the Galileo group. So you have a rotation, a boost, a translation, and a translation in time. So you can recover the classical thermodynamic if you consider only the translation in time. But if you are looking at a centrifuge, I don't know in English the name, you have this thermodynamic. So first paper are in 1966 in the chapter 4 of his book, but the best paper is in 1974. We have it's more clear to understand his model. So this is the remark of Souriau that the Gibbs density is not covariant with respect to the action of the Galileo group. So he tried to build his new thermodynamics. So to understand this structure with a classical thermodynamic. If you look at classical thermodynamic, the entropy has been introduced by Clausius by this expression. So the ds égale dq divided by t. So if the inverse of T is beta, in fact the beta is given by the first derivative of the entropy with respect to the heat. So you can recover the classical thermodynamic, but it is an extension. So the important relation is the affine representation of Lie group on Lie algebra introduced by Souriau. So here you have the momentum map. So Souriau has introduced the momentum map. The momentum map or the moment map is a geometrization of Noether theorem. If you consider the moment map, the components of the moment map are the invariants of the Noether theorem. But the moment map has a geometric interpretation. So G is a moment map from the manifold to the dual Lie algebra. And if you look at the action of the group, after the action of the group, you have the coadjoint operator because you are in the Lie algebra, but you have an additional term which is a cocycle. So this is the properties that should follow this cocycle. So if you look at the action of the group on the characteristic function, so I call phi star. So phi star is a phi after the action of the group. So phi star will be phi of beta star, and beta star is beta after the action of the group. So beta star is adjoint G beta, and then you can prove it is linear with respect to beta. You have another also expression, but you preserve the structure, so the heat is the first derivative of phi with respect to beta. And so Souriau introduced this tensor theta tilde. Theta tilde is from the dual star dual in R. You have this structure, so theta star is given by that. And in fact, the theta x here is the tangent of the cocycle at the neutral element. Oui, je termine. Theta tilde could be also introduced by the moment map on the Poisson bracket, but I will not. And he introduced a second tensor, theta tilde indexed by beta, which is given by this expression, where beta is an element of the kernel of this tensor. And what we recover, so it proves that this expression, theta tilde beta z1, beta z2, where z1 and z2 are elements of the Lie algebra, is a Riemannian metric. And it is exactly the Hessian of the characteristic function. So in fact, it is like an extension of the Fisher metric for homogeneous symplectic manifold. And this metric is invariant with respect to the action of the group. So E star adjoint G beta will be invariant because you have a second derivative and phi is transformed with a linear transformation with respect to beta. And just to conclude, the idea, so you have he gives the example of the centrifuge on how to make butter, enriched uranium or riboacid. So we could say that this is a thermodynamic of the butter. You have another thermodynamic of Souriau, of continuous medium, it is not presented here, so I invite you to read the book of Géry de Saxé on where now the temperature is given by the killing vectors. Yes. So I also request Charles-Michel Marle to give some example of this thermodynamic. So with the rigor of Charles-Michel Marle, you have a recent paper in MDPI, so this is one, where you have the computation of the example of centrifuge. So So you have, so we consider a mechanical system made by a gas of n-point particle indexed by I, contained in a vessel with rigid and definable walls, whose motion in space is given by the action of one parameter subgroup G1 of the Galilean group, and it makes the computation and gives the Gibbs density related to this geometry. So just to my conclusions, I have no time to introduce the polysymplectic model. As Souriau has proved that the Gaussian is not a second order maximum entropy model, but first order, we can define a higher order model of maximum entropy, which is very useful, especially for small data analytic. Because for small data analytic, the Gibbs equilibrium will not be given only by the first moment, but you will have some fluctuation, and you need a higher order moment to describe the density of the equilibrium. And so it has been introduced by Ingarden, a Polish scientist. He applies that also for linguistic. You have some reference of Ingarden in linguistic. So you can define higher order it, which are given by the... So in fact, the characteristic function is now dependent of n temperature, n Souriau temperature of higher order. So they call them higher order temperature. So now it's higher order Souriau temperature. So you can define higher order it. You can define the higher order characteristic function. Here you have the higher order it, which are the derivative of the higher order entropy, which are dependent of higher order it. And you preserve the Legendre transform between the higher order entropy and higher order characteristic function. And then you can define a higher order Gibbs density. So to describe that, you have to introduce a model. I use a model which has been introduced by Gunther in 1987, which is related to vector-valued geometrization of symplectic form. So I don't know if it is related to multisymplectic. It is... so you have a vector value generalization to the symplectic form. So we consider this structure, J star, croix, J star. And then you have an extension, so the coadjoint operator. So here you have the element of the group, and here element of the dual Lie algebra, and the action of this operator, which is at order n, which act on each component. And you have, it's like a higher order moment map. So you have a polymomentum. And then in this geometry, you can define also the previous structure that I introduced. And also some, what we could call a polymomentum. Okay, so I have no time to give more detail on this model. So just to conclude, in the Koszul work and in the Souriau work, all is based on affine representation of Lie group and Lie algebra. So in both models, so this is the Koszul model of affine representation and Souriau model of affine representation given by Marl. And recently I have discovered a link between Koszul and Souriau. It is a Koszul lecture in China, but it is written in Chinese. So we have convinced Springer to translate the paper. So in this book. So this book will be published next year by Springer. They are preparing. They have the clearance of Koszul, and in this book, so you have it is written in Chinese, but the equation are readable. So you have here the affine representation, which is on the equation of Souriau, which are introduced by Kozul, and Kozul give reference to the book Souriau. Okay. Thank you. So the book of Souriau is very difficult to read. You have an English translation, but he uses his own notation. So I invite you to read the book of Paulette Lieberman and Charles-Michel Marle, where you have the tool used by Souriau, but explained with modern notation. And if you are also interested by this model, a very recent book by Géry de Saxey and Claude Vallée, Galilean Mechanics and Thermodynamics of Continua. And the paper of Marle has been edited by MDPI, and you have a book of this special issue, Differential Geometrical Theory of Statistics. The first chapter is dedicated to Souriau, Lie group thermodynamique, and you have a paper of Marle and Géry de Saxey. Thank you.